Everybody, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we gotta discuss what's going on with the overall market. As y'all notice, money is rotating out of the AI stock, and it looks like the AI bubble is popping. So we gotta discuss a few stocks. We're also going to be looking at some of the stocks that I've mentioned in the last video. Now, let's dive into the charts. Right off the bat, we got the Nasdaq futures. And the last time I released a video, which was on the 24th of June, the market was around 30,000, like almost exactly at 30,000, around this corner right here. And I was bearish at this point, and I gave y'all a warning for a potential double top, where we have the first top being this one, and then the second top being this one, where we see a drop like this. And fortunately for the bears, the drop wasn't very fast or ferocious. It kind of just consolidated sideways. But for the moment, the bears are actually still in control. If you look at the daily time frame, bears are in control, right? If we try to push up on Monday and then we sold off today aggressively. Right now, the futures are looking a little bit green, but I think things are going to change in the morning, especially after the news that is being released up here on the left. If you read closely, it says right here, um, crude prices rise as U.S. launch strikes on Iran shortly after canceling its license to sell oil, right? So bad news is being put out. There may be more bad news being put out in the morning, which could accelerate the sell-off even further with the overall market, right? How low can this thing go? As you'll see, I have my alert right at 27,600. That might be a little too aggressive. It might be. Another reason why I'm bearish on the Nasdaq is because of this. If you just look at this section, the 1 hour, there's a descending triangle on there. When we just look at the charts, is it a little bit sloppy? Kind of. And I say that because of the way we're moving right now, at this very moment, right now. That here, this is sloppy. This is the sloppy portion, right? The only good part about this is that it closed the day under support. That's the only good part. That's the confirmation that the bears needed in order to swing any puts between today and tomorrow, right? That's the only good news. So we'll have to see exactly how it opens. I think tomorrow, again, it might open at the same price. It may open a little bit lower like I think it should, and then continue lower and break below this level right here, that 29,150. I expect that to get breached either tomorrow or the day after, and I expect the price of the Nasdaq to go all the way down to at least 28,000 by Monday, at least. All right. So now let's look at this one stock that I want to share in today's video. To start off with, this one is looking nice. I like the setup. We're gonna look at the AI stock, but this one I want to share first. We got to look at BE. Okay, on the daily time frame, it went up all the way from $28 all the way up to 350, and now the volume is increasing, which is nice. There's a lot more red candles, bigger red candles popping up. The stock is making lower highs, and support looks like it's about to give out at any moment. So it's important that you keep this one in your watch list. There is a big gap at the bottom all the way down to 177, right? But the main reason why I want to share this one in today's video is because of the 1 hour and the 4 hour. The 4 hour looks great, but the 1 hour, we can get more candles out of there. So we have this descending triangle on there. And what I want y'all to do is just to set an alert right here at 263. And patiently wait for that bell to ring. I think it's going to ring tomorrow. It could be tomorrow morning. It could be tomorrow afternoon. But the moment it rings and it closes the day in this red box, that is the moment where every buyer are going to, like all the buyers from who are trying to hold the stock up, I'm talking about these individuals right here, and then these ones, right? And then today's buyers, they're all gonna panic when we close below the line, and then we're gonna see this thing actually make a dive all the way back down. Now, how low can it go? It will be really, really sweet for all of these short sellers. Again, when this thing is actually ready to fall, it will be really, really sweet for it to fall immediately, right? And just have a massive dive, and just go all the way down to 180, right? But I don't know how fast it's gonna drop. The last time I mentioned something that was bearish, a bearish structure, I knew it was gonna drop, but I didn't know how fast it was gonna drop. That was Apple, and Apple did really, really well. For those of you who watched the last video, um, I told y'all to watch Apple for a drop between 293 and 276, and it immediately had a waterfall drop in between those 2 days. Okay, so again, watch for something similar with BE. I like it. I like the way it's looking. I'm just very, very patient, and I wanted to show me what I want. I needed to show me exactly what I want to see. All right. Now for the AI stocks, let's check it out. Let's look at MU. And MU, I took a trade on not MU specifically, but DRAM. Let me show y'all. So this is it right here, right? Between the first and the second, I was attacking DRAM for a drop because it was showing a similar setup on both. And I knew they were both going to sell off, right? And as you can see, MU started to fade all the way down to like 930. I think it got ways to go. I have an alert all the way down to 804. And I think that's the point where buyers are going to step in. It's not quite at support yet. Like there is a level of support right here at 850. And there is a giant gap to fill on the daily. There's a giant gap to fill on the daily at 760. Yeah. So anywhere down here is where I would kind of change my standpoint on the AI bubble, right? And I would expect some kind of rebound. But until it gets down there, expect every bounce to get shorted into, right? I don't think any bounce is actually going to last for a while. Like we may see a retest of that 9 SMA, but the closer we get to it, the more likely we are to take another dive down. All right. Again, I told y'all I don't know exactly how fast things are going to drop, especially this one. This is very difficult to tell, but I give it 2 weeks. I have that green circle right here on the 16 or 17 of this month. I think it can make it there before then. I think it can. All right. I think you can. So it's definitely worth looking at. And if you notice, again, trading the tech stocks have been a little bit complicated. Remember, money is flowing out of the AI sector and flowing back into the Mag 7, like your Microsoft and your Meta and your Google, and especially Apple. Again, let's take a look at that real quick. So this is it. All right. And while, like, if you notice this trend from this point all the way up here, again, as Apple was rising, the AI stocks have been falling during the last 2 weeks. Eventually it's going to pull back again. Like I have my alert on 210, and y'all should have it too. Like set your alerts on Apple at 210. There is a level to watch for. That level of support. Let me lower it to 309. Yeah. When that breaks, I'll be very tempted to take a day trade on there short to 300. I'll be very tempted to do so. Again, so just leave it right there and just wait to see what happens in the morning. The next stock to look for, which y'all should have alerts on as well, is going to be AMD. All right. Now with AMD, I mentioned it in my last video. I told y'all I was shorting it ahead of that MU earnings. I didn't lose money on this one, luckily. The entry was like a bit gambling. Yes, it was. Right, where was the 24th? Yeah, between, it was here on this day right here, I think. Like it opened higher, and then it went all the way back down to like 505, and then I used that opportunity to make money on the puts that I had, and I didn't lose on it. Eventually, it went up a little bit higher before like falling back down to this price. And now that it's at this price, have your alerts on there at 502. The gap at the top might get filled first at 534 before we go back down and before the floor really breaks, right? There's a gap on the left at 589, and the one that I'm really looking forward to is the one right here at $415. All right, just keep your eyes out for that. Yes, this video seems very bearish, but I have good reasons to take that stance. We'll see if I'm wrong or right in the next few days. All right, so that's my honest thoughts on all of these stocks. That is the end of the video. Again, I am not your financial advisor. Do your own research and make your own decisions. All right, don't forget to follow social media at Paul and Goodman at Patternology Lab on Instagram and on X. And lastly, don't forget to like and follow for more.